Morning, everybody. It is Thursday, February 17th, and you know what that means at 5:30. It is the BHL Pregame for today's show. I'm Jeff Canelmo, joined once again, one final time for the foreseeable future by Michael Yaffe. Good morning, Mike.
What's going on?
Hey, man. Yep, as you show, I'm sure many of you were expecting Jenna back. She had some travel delays, which caused her to get into town very, very early this morning, so she decided to take one more day off. Jenna, we do miss you, and she will be back for Friday's pregame and Friday's show, so be looking forward to that. As for today's show, obviously the big news that dropped after we went off the air yesterday was Rick Scott putting the kibosh once and for all on high-speed rail. Did you have?
Yes.
Were you going to use it if it would have been built?
No.
Well, I think you're in the majority there. I don't think a lot of people would have.
This issue is making me mad because
Wow.
the other
Take it easy.
the other viewpoint in this, the argument is, well, we have to have the high-speed rail, even though we don't have the money. We don't want to impede progress. We don't want to impede progress.
Well, who wants to do that?
You could
That's
use
a
that
buzzword. It's a
you could
political
use that
buzzword.
argument for anything.
That's true.
And why is it assumed that it's the government's job, and that this in the hands of the government is what makes progress, when history proves the opposite?
Yeah, I mean, I think Rick Scott made a great move, but I think we should. I think people are ready to give him like the Nobel Prize for this. It's like he said he was gonna not do this. I mean,
Yeah, he's just doing what he said, but we're so surprised because politicians don't do that.
I mean,
We're like,
that's
whoa,
what politicians
whoa.
have done to us now that we, want to elevate them to this amazing status for doing what they said they were going to do.
Of course, they just give away the Nobel Prize now.
That's
I mean,
true. I could
they
use
give
a
it to
million bucks,
Obama
though.
yesterday or last year or whatever, so just give it away. Yeah.
One interesting note, too, though, about the high-speed rail is the money that was allocated for us. It's not like it's going to go back and go, okay, well, if you don't want it, we'll maybe pay down the debt or pay into some other program, to help get out of debt into some other program. California and New York states are already lining up to take it.
Of course they are.
That might be the most frustrating,
Yeah.
on a bigger scale for
And
me.
that was another argument. They're like, oh, we already have the money, so we might as well take it. Because it's only going to cost $50 million forever.
Mm-hmm. You're going to hear from Senator Bill Nelson today. We have some audio that's interesting that talks about this. Also, moving on, it's 6:38 this morning. Make a note of it. You talked or just begged for this, and we listened. The Wall Street Journal report is now every day.
Really?
Monday through Friday. The ratings have been unbelievable. We've gotten some great feedback with our friends there. We love our partnership with them, so we decided to make it an everyday thing.
I love the Wall Street Journal.
They do a great job, and we really enjoy them coming on when they did come on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Do you know the Wall Street Journal is the most read newspaper in the country now?
Well, then it makes us smart to have them on our show every day.
Yes, it does.
There it is. So once again, we appreciate their help and our partnership with them, and now you guys can look forward to that every day, starting today. We're going to wrap up the 6 o'clock hour with another interesting story. Our good buddies, our neighborhood-friendly scumbags, the TSA. They're back again in the news. These guys can't stay out of the news. I think when people even want to forget, some of the nasty things that they've been doing, now they've been accused of stealing. And then one of the guys actually admitted to do this. They steal from passengers during searches.
What do they, like, pickpocket them? They're like, yoink?
I mean, we'll get into this because this is something that really bothers me. I'm not a big fan of the TSA and what they've done. But to be stealing, and I mean, it's not like, an isolated incident. This is, if you read some of these stories, this is a pretty common thing across the country, across TSAs, people losing expensive items in searches, and now we have a TSA agent admitting to stealing it.
I think we should have Watson do our security.
If you saw that too, we'll get into that in the 7 o'clock hour. What else can they look forward to, Mike?
Well, in the 7 o'clock hour, there's a new poll out that a slight majority of Republicans believe that Obama was not born in the United States.
That I'm not surprised. I think what we will be surprised is what that percentage is, which we won't give away right now.
Nope. You have to watch.
That'll make you be shocked because, I mean, that's been around for a long time, whether or not he's been born here in the United States. But just how many people now who are going to vote in the election? I mean, That's the crazy thing.
Yep, and let's see, we got Dr. K is coming up today. That's pretty cool. We're going to talk about Pat Williams. Unfortunately, he was someone who helped them found the magic, their own magic, if you don't know. But unfortunately, he has cancer, so we're going to talk about that. Hopefully, he will be able to get some good treatment and be okay. Our prayers have to be with him. And the 10th anniversary, we are talking with Alan McBride, our local news guy in the newsroom just back there.
Science
He's
reporter.
science reporter. Yeah, he's going to talk about the Columbia disaster. That was a weird morning. I remember that morning
Mm-hmm.
because it was a Saturday morning, and for some reason, like I woke up early. Like there was no reason at all for me to wake
Wow.
up, and I woke up and I was like, this is weird. And my mom's and dad were like, oh, we're just going to watch the Columbia land or whatever. And all of a sudden, the news guys are like, it should be landing now. And there was nothing.
Yeah,
So it was
I do. I
pretty.
actually remember that too. That was a very tragic and a surprising day to see that happen.
Yeah, and if you don't know anything about Alan McBride, he is like he knows everything about NASA.
He's very
You can't call him an
knowledgeable.
expert. If you call him an expert, he gets upset.
You know, I guess he's a
But
modest expert, is what you would say. Yeah, 'cause
yeah,
he doesn't like to be looked at that way. But at the same time, he knows more about the NASA and the space program than anybody I probably
yeah,
will ever know.
exactly. Me too.
So once again, though, as Mike said, it's the 10th anniversary here at 540 WFLA. This is day 4 of 10. So we have the rest of this week and all next week. If you guys haven't been listening, at 8:30 every morning, we recap a major story of the last 10 years. And as Mike alluded to earlier, it'll be the Columbia disaster from earlier in the 2000s.
Do you think me becoming an intern last year will make the cut for the
You know
10th
what? I don't
anniversary?
know if the like 5 through 10 is set yet, or 6
Yeah,
through 10 rather. It might.
I
It
need to
may
make
be.
viewers. If you could
Send your emails now.
send your emails, say we want Mike becoming an intern to be on the list. That is
And
when BHL
and
changed.
we can actually have Mike come on and talk about that day. It actually works.
Yeah, yeah. See, you know you'll miss me. You'll miss me.
And we're going to wrap things up, too. Bud wants to talk about there's been some more developments in the Middle East, and he's got some strong takes on that, so be sure to listen. And one thing I wanted to wrap up, we're not going to get to talk about it because we won't be on the pregame anymore. Daytona 500 this weekend. Are you a race fan?
I'm not a major race fan, but I like Jeff Gordon.
Really? The
Yeah.
most popular guy in, like, the history of the sport, almost.
No. Well, see, to me, the most popular guy is Dale Jr. just because
Okay,
he's
I can
Dale
see that.
Earnhardt's son. And then I know a lot of people who like hate Jeff Gordon,
That's
like
true.
with a passion. And I'm like, then I'd watch him like he's good. I don't understand why you hate him. So then I'm like, I'm gonna like him because you hate him
Jealousy,
so
huh?
much.
Jealousy.
Yep.
Well, with that, Mike, that wraps it up. We're not going to be on the pregame anymore.
I promise not to cry.
Well,
I
hang in there.
promise.
Keep those eyes dry. There is no crying in baseball, and there is no crying on BHL pregame.
No crying on
So,
the BHL pregame.
That's a rule. That's a rule that I'm instituting from here on out. I don't know if Jenna has on previous pregames, but she better not have. That's just soft.
Yeah. I I don't see Jenna crying on the
that's true.
pregame. I think she would smack
When you
me if
say
I
that,
cried.
it's pretty true. Yeah, she'd probably try to make us cry. But
Yeah.
that will wrap up our final BHL pregame. It is Thursday, February 17th. For Michael Yaffe, this is Jeff Candelmo asking you to watch today's show streaming, listen to today's show, and it's going to be a good one, so make sure you do and enjoy it. It is the BHL pregame leading up to Bud Hettinger live on 540 WFLA.
See you later.